Good morning, I'm Mike Felty, and I promised everyone I'd do a video on my shop this weekend, so getting ready to try to start that. I've been here babysitting today. I've got my grand dog, Jeter, with us today, and of course, my old boxer, Rosie, but I'm gonna get them put up and get a little wood on my stove here. It's cold here this morning, so give me just a few minutes. There you can see Rosie in the back. Hey, Rose. Uh-oh, she's on something in the woods. And back here, here's Jeter. He's an Australian Shepherd. Jeter's about, I don't think he's 5 years old yet. He's got more energy than 25 kids. And old Rose over here, she's an old girl. Rosie's 12 years old, getting all gray in the face. Come here, Rose. Show me your face. What is it, girl? What do you see up there? Huh? Is there a deer in the woods? Jeter don't care. Rosie. Oh, gotta leave them alone. There they are deer. I see them running. Let's see. Where did it go? There it goes. You can see it a little bit. There it goes, Rose. You scared off the deer. That hair standing up on her back. You're a killer dog. Hey, Rose, come here. All right, I'm gonna get these two put up and we're gonna do you a tour of the shop after I get the stove loaded up. Everybody probably gets tired of me being all over the place in these videos. My mind usually going 100 miles an hour. Before I do put the dogs up, so I'll show you on this side. I haven't done this before. Like you can see, I've got some wood stacked up along the side of my shop. I've got me a little buggy to roll it down in the mornings and then in the evenings down there to my wood stove to load it up. But I've probably got a picture I could show you somewhere. I had a shed built right here for 2 years, right in front of my wood stove. It was pretty simple, but I elected not to put it in the ground and had it sitting on some little concrete pads and had all my wood under it where it was right there close. And because we never get wind blow down in the holler here. It just, the wind never blows here because we're right down in the mountain. But one day last year, the wind did blow somehow, some way. We come home from church on a Sunday, and my whole shed was down over the bank in the woods. So this year I decided just to load my wall down here. It's close, it ain't that far, and it's easy to roll down with a buggy, and it keeps all of it in the dry. So anyway, I'm gonna load my little cart down here, go throw a little wood in the stove, and then we'll come back and I'll give you the $2.50 grand tour of my shop and tell you a little bit about it. My old stove is just sitting here smoldering. I told you I got a good coal bed in here. It's still not up as deep as usual, but you can see all them hot ambers just sitting there. It's 182 degrees right now, so the fan won't cut back on to ramp it up until it gets down to 170. But I'm gonna load it up here with some wood. It's about where it needs to be. All right, so we're gonna go up here to the shop. I'm gonna show you around outside first, but while we're walking up, I'll show you I borrowed my wife's phone. We got an app on her phone. So all of our garage doors we can open from our app, but that one's the shop door. You can see I just hit it, and there it comes up. And also I was gonna put a little plug in just in case either one of my sons or my two daughter-in-laws are watching. You seen there that I got one grand dog. That's Gavin and Alyssa's dog, Jeter. He's the Australian Shepherd. And my youngest son, Dylan, and his wife, Sydney, they got a little wiener dog, Maple. And she's a sweetie pie. But all my kids have been married a while, and I still don't have any grandkids. And they are mad right now if they just heard me say that. It's pretty funny. All right, so let me get up here. We're gonna go around the side and show you around the outside, tell you a little bit about the shop and how we come up with what we did, and then we'll go inside. So when I first decided to build my shop, I had all kinds of ideas. At one time, I was going to cut back into the woods and build a shop underground, which that would have been kind of crazy. Thought about doing one way out front, but that didn't make sense. So we decided up here in the back. And when I first got up here and started cutting this out, I think we decided we was gonna do like a 30 by 60 or something, and I got it cut out. And when you're looking at flat ground, and I know better, but when you're just looking at dirt, it don't look big. It's like when you're building a house and the footprints are, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's tiny. Then when the walls start going up, so Good friend of mine, Tyler Leonard, he owns TDL Builders. They're the ones that built my shop here. They do an incredible job. He'll build my next one. I kept telling Tyler, I said, this ain't gonna be big enough. We gotta go a little bigger. So anyway, the footprint of this shop is 100 by 64. And the day I showed up here and he had studs, had these posts sticking up in the ground, I realized how big it was. I was like, oh my gosh. But we love it. It's an awesome shop, even though I've not got to use it a lot. But you can see we took these big retaining blocks and I set in here to backfill so you can drive all the way around the shop and make this nice and level. And done the concrete all the way out to it all the way around here. I didn't want a little place to have to mow and do all that. And this thing, Tyler, when they build a shop, it is built. I mean, even these are double 2x12s just on the lean-tos that come out. And we put windows in the shop. I've got, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think that's 6 windows. This one here is strategically placed where it's at. I'm gonna turn around and you can see right up the road, just in case you need to deer hunt while you're in the shop. That is, I'm not lying, that's really why I put that one right there. I played around where to put the windows, and that one was put there for that reason. All of the posts are sleeved. I've done a lot of research. Most people build post steel buildings will just stick their posts in the ground and put concrete around them. And I found that is not actually how you're supposed to build post steel buildings. These sleeves are pretty unique. You can get online and pull up and research them, but they don't, keeping water off the post ain't what keeps a post from rotting. It's keeping the dirt off of it. The enzymes in the dirt's what will rot your treated wood. But this whole shop, got 6-inch gutter all the way down. Each side is one piece of about 103-foot stick of guttering. Good friend of mine, Ted Bentley, owns Bentley Guttering, does all my guttering work, does an awesome job. We put every stick of guttering that goes into the ground. You can see there, you see up here, there's 4 6-inch guttering all the way down this side. This guttering goes into Schedule 40 pipe and runs right under where we're standing here, all the way around, and it's deep. I got it probably 3 foot deep. Goes all the way over and spills over the edge of the woods. I'll show you over in a minute where the pipe comes out. And that is on both sides. So every piece of guttering here goes down and over the mountain. So keep coming around here. Of course, we did do overhangs. I hate to see these buildings built without any overhangs. Got a wind in the back. This fan in the back I put in, it's actually not even wired in yet, but I done an exhaust fan. And the reason I done it, I don't paint cars or nothing like that. I just wanted to be in the summertime to crack the front door in the front of the shop and turn the fan on and let it pull the air through the shop. I've been in places like that before and it works really well. It keeps a good breeze blowing through the shop all the time. This side's pretty much the exact same as that side, except the windows are a little different placement. All the guttering, and I do have gutter guard. You can see the very end up there. You can see the screen maybe. Let's see. I've got my coffee in my hand trying to carry around. It's hard to do this. There you can see it. Got gutter guard on all the guttering, all the way around. All the concrete, we poured every bit of this concrete 6 inches thick instead of 4. And knock on wood, so far, it's been here a year and I've not got one crack anywhere that I know of. The guys that done my concrete done a phenomenal job. So, all right. And I had some writing right here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it now or not. No, I wrote it with a Sharpie on my pipe, but I've got it saved in my phone. I've got conduit that comes out of the shop, comes right around this corner and comes right in here somewhere and stops. 2.5-inch conduit, just in case we ever wanted to. My wife's tried to talk me into putting a pool in forever, and that's where it would have been right here. Oh, cool thing while I'm talking about that. This was a last minute idea. So this I put in, I poured the concrete. I made a little concrete countertop. I'll raise it up when we get inside and put this door in. It wasn't actually going to have a door here. But we decided to do this because right inside this door is an area where I was going to put a kitchen. Thought it'd be really cool to have patio, you know, some chairs and tables and stuff out here out of the sun, and a cool little garage door you can raise up, and the bar goes all the way through inside. So if you want to have cookouts or picnics or do some canning or making apple butter. Or if she ever had talked me into putting in a pool, it would have been nice because you'd have had a place to come and eat and do everything right there in the bathrooms inside and stuff. So that was like I said, that was kind of a last minute idea. But give me a second, we'll go inside and I'll show you around in there. So before I do go in, a couple of things on the front I forgot about. So I do have, you see I got a hydrant here, water hydrant, and another box. If you watch my other videos, you can see I'm all about shut-offs and doing stuff to where it makes sense. So in here you see I've got a shut-off in there going into the shop and a shut-off here to the hydrant. So if you want to turn off your water, and that's about 20 some inches deep, don't ever have to worry about it freezing. I don't have the hydrant cut off right now. I probably won't, but I do have the water hose unhooked. But this out here, this was another one of them dumb things I done. When I got in the middle of it, I was like, this was not smart, but it turned out nice. So this, I think Tyler calls it a portico. I come up with the idea that I wanted something on the front of the shop so it didn't look just like a square building sitting behind the house, and it kind of blended in with the home. So a friend of mine, I got these 10 by, I think they're 10 by 4 inch hemlock bolt logs. They were long. And I drew this thing out and measured. I actually laid this stuff down on the concrete floor and took tape measures and stuff and drew it out with a pencil on the floor. Then cut them out, and you talking about a job. So I do a lot of this stuff during when my boys are at work and nobody can help me. So this counterlever log here and the one above it on both sides, that was a lot of fun getting put up and getting level and getting screwed in without help, but we did. And then I took my excavator and lifted the long logs up and sit on top of those. And then I did get Dylan and Gavin both helped me a little bit with the very, very top logs. I've got them in a basket on my 60-foot lift and got them up there and got them slid over and on top once we got our framing done. But it turned out nice. We put a Dust to Dawn light up, and it lights this up out here pretty good at night. The reason for the black strip across the front, if you notice that, that was kind of a one of them last minute ideas too. So Tyler had told me right here where I put these lean-tos in, or the counterlever logs, there was no way to cut metal and get around it. There was gonna have to be a splice. So I come up with the idea of splitting it right down the middle at each one, that one and the one at the top, and doing a little different color in the middle. And it actually turned out and looks really nice. And that is the black there is called a hammered finish. It's got a little texture to it. So I don't know if you can tell that with the video or not, but it's pretty cool. So let's go on inside, and I'm not like a woman. I didn't have to clean up and make sure everything looked right before I come in here. It's just like it was yesterday, so I apologize for the mess. But we'll turn the lights on. I've made mention, I don't think I did in any of my videos, these walls, you notice the 2x6s are turned up on their sides, and they're not turned flat and against the post outside. This is called bookshelving. And we decided to do that because I thought I'd want to finish the inside, and it makes it easy to put metal or wood up against the wall inside when you go to finish. And this was to be insulated. They can do bad in between. As you can see, I have spent a fortune with my friends here that does all of our spray foam. This whole roof is completely spray foamed. And I mean, you can tell a huge difference when you walk in here, even without the walls being insulated yet. But you know, when we decided to sell our house, this was about where I'd got to on the shop, and I had all these big ideas, and we've just kind of held up on that. And I thought, if someone else buys it, whatever man has this, he'll have his own ideas for what he wants to do inside, and it'll make it easy for him to build it out the way he wants it. But the whole thing's bookshelf. That does make the building way more rigid, easier to do electrical, easier to do your insulation, easier to put your walls up. Do have 200 amp service. You see our breaker box here, and we do have a few lights and receptacles run, but not everything. Over here you can see I've got some conduits coming in here, going to a couple of different places. One of these goes all the way over to the wood stove as well. So if I did ever want to build a building out there to keep your wood in and put lights in it and stuff, you could. Over here is my Cat 6 coming in from the house for internet. So I think we've got everything we really needed there. I'm gonna walk inside here. So this, my idea, it looks like a junk hole right now. I've got all my tools strung out, set my coffee down. So my idea in here was gonna be, I built a huge loft area over top of this. We'll get up there in a minute. I have not built steps yet, but this was gonna be a kitchen area underneath this little loft. I was gonna do a couple of stoves. I was gonna do 2 stoves out here where if you had family gatherings, you had plenty of stuff to cook with, my refrigerator and all that. Then down through here, I was gonna do I was gonna build a table with my sawmill, a big, huge dining room table to seat 15, 20 people and put there. And I know this is hard to see through studs because I don't have anything on the walls, but when you walk in here, this was plumbed already for a laundry room. This was gonna be a little laundry room here and a closet here, and a window to look out into the shop. And I didn't show you that a minute ago. I'll show you in there. I've got a couple of windows I was gonna put to where you could see out into the shop. Then in here, a bathroom. This is already plumbed for a stand-up shower, a 4x3 shower, and it drains under those boards. And here's the bathroom. There's for the sink. There's the drain for the toilet. Back there's where the water comes in. My plans were to mount my gas tankless hot water heater right there on the wall and feed the rest of the water. Let's see here. So I'll show you. Yeah, over there I got another window looking out into the shop. I just thought it'd be kind of cool, a few different places to be able to look out in the shop once you're inside. And here is our door going up and our countertop inside. And you can see I counterlevered it over quite a bit inside so you could sit underneath it if you want to sit and eat. It's pretty cool. Let's see, I walk on back through the shop here. Nothing really else to see back here. I do have another door in the back. I was gonna put a nice utility sink here on the back side where the washer and dryer was at and build a wall back there. And my favorite thing of all, I was gonna put me a urinal in my shop where all I had to do is walk around the corner and there you go. There you can see my windows. Back there's the last door, the fan. I would probably end up putting a car lift back here. The ceilings in here are 15 foot, 6 inches to the top. So you definitely got plenty enough room to put a car lift in here. 4-post, nice 4-post lift with the platform on it would be awesome. And I got a few deer heads I just hung up here to get out of the house. So let me see if I can find a ladder and I'll get up and show you the loft. And then I think that's about it. Our garage door, of course, is up. I done the jack lift with it. You can see on the side, I've grown to love those. I'll never use anything else. They are awesome. And you can get your garage door up a lot closer to the ceiling if you want. So now I'm up on my loft area, and as you can see, this is all, I did put down Advanatech, which is awesome. It's glued down, then nailed. Actually, I don't remember if I nailed or screwed this. It's been too long. It is nailed, but it is glued as well. This area up here is huge. My idea, and I've already got the lines chalked. You can see the red line there for 2x4s. So it went to here. Then you can see it goes that way and that way. So my plans were to right back here have a huge closet for storage and whatever. And I was gonna go right overhead and put me a floor right above this room and set me a little heat pump unit up there just for this kind of like living area, if you want to call it that. But a huge closet there. Then this was going to be a bedroom. And I put a window in the back. You can see, you can sit out in the shop. But that would have been a nice sized bedroom. And then this whole area here, a loft with some couch and chairs up here. I was going to put the TV down there on the wall. Just thought it'd be pretty cool. And there's another window looking out in the shop from the loft area. You can see right there. I know if I had wall covering on, you could tell a little more. It's probably really hard to tell, but it's property. I think I said in the first video, my daughter-in-law's wore me out a little bit about trying to turn this into a wedding venue, and you could make a really, really cool wedding venue here, but I just don't think I've got it in me. And I forgot something's really awesome. I'll show you when I get back down to my drain. So I got done my concrete floor. This is sloped all the way in 10-foot sections, all the way around. It slopes right to the center. He framed that in, built the grates for it. It's got a drain in the very bottom of it. It goes outside. I'll show you where it goes. I've already pulled my skid steer in here once, cleaned it off, washed all the mud out. It went right out. It works. It is awesome. Perfect place to wash your vehicle or equipment or whatever, but I'll show you it up close down there and where it comes outside, and we're done. Again, I'm all over the place. Before I go down, I was gonna show you all the spray foam up here. You can really see from up top here. That stuff it is expensive. It really is. I don't even remember what I paid to have it done, but it was not cheap, but it is worth it. I mean, that stuff is awesome. We have it in our home, house my son just built, house my youngest son just remodeled, the house we remodeled before it, we put it in everything. And it pays off. So I am getting down now. All right, so here's the drain system. Each one of these grates pull out. They're pretty heavy. You can see it's got a concrete bottom. There's the drain. And it all slopes, and it's got a pretty good slope on it. So when any water or dirt or anything gets in, it runs down pretty quick and easy. And he built it in the bottom where if you get mud in there, you can, after you rinse and all the water goes out, you can take a shovel and clean the mud out. And that thing comes down to right here somewhere. There it is. The leaves is covered up. Right here's where that drain comes out. Right there. So it runs pretty good ways down from the shop. So, all right. Well, thank you for taking a tour of my shop. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I'm sorry. If anybody has any questions, they can ask. The transformer for the power is right there. Of course, it goes underground from there over to the meter on the side of the building. But there's water, there's plumbing, electric. The only thing this bad boy needs now is some more receptacles run where everybody wants them. The exterior walls insulated and whatever you want put on the walls. Wood, metal, board and bat. I was gonna do a mixture. I was gonna do some gray, two-tone gray with a red stripe around it like I used to do in the some of the shops, like Toyota dealerships used to look like that inside. I thought that was my idea, but I'm sure somebody will have different idea than me. Oh, almost forgot. Did forget one thing. So right here, this is the wood stove pipe comes in here. So I was going to build a chase here, take the plumbing all the way up into the attic space, straight across to that heat pump I was going to put in here. And there's all kinds of ways you can do that. You could tie that into a heat pump to heat in here, just this area. Then also have it tie into a ceiling hanging area for out in the shop that's just a fan that blows through a radiator, but you could heat this whole shop with outdoor wood burner easily. And even when you're in a shop working anyway, you don't want it like 80 degrees, but that's already running, already here. So all you got to have is a unit inside or the big wall hanging fans to put up. All right, and this is organized chaos. My wife says I'm a hoarder, and I've told her that hoarders don't know where nothing is. I know where everything is in my shop. And if I had it done, it would not look like this. I'm kidding. I am actually kind of OCD about stuff, so I would have a place for everything, but I'm a little embarrassed for people to see it now. But it is what it is, so. Hope you have a good weekend, and my next video I will try to do on the guest house. Don't know if I'll get to it this weekend or not, but I'm going to try.